Chosen ones often find themselves wrapped in a heavy cloak of isolation, not by accident, but by divine design. From an early age, they sense that they don't quite fit in with the world around them. Whether it's at home, school, work, or even within social circles, they experience a subtle but persistent sense of separation. People might misread their silence as arrogance, their insight as oddness, and their peace as passivity. Yet deep within, they carry a knowing, a whisper from the divine that their walk is meant to be different. This kind of separation is not about being better than others. It's about being called for something beyond the ordinary. That calling requires solitude, reflection, and intense personal growth. The chosen are often pulled away from what is familiar and comfortable, and placed in situations where their only anchor is their faith and inner knowing. As relationships fade or never seem to form deeply, the chosen ones begin to question their worth and purpose. Friendships may drift, family bonds may strain, romantic connections may never settle or repeatedly break down. The loneliness they feel isn't just social, it's spiritual. It's as if their soul is in a holding pattern, waiting for alignment with something greater. During these long periods of isolation, many chosen ones cry out to God, asking why they have been set apart in such a painful way. But these seasons serve a greater purpose. They strip away distractions, remove unhealthy attachments, and prepare the soul for a unique assignment. In silence, they learn to hear God's voice more clearly. In solitude, they discover strength they never knew they had. This divine separation doesn't always make sense to outsiders. People may label them as distant, antisocial, or too intense. But chosen ones are often being preserved, not rejected. Their environment must be carefully controlled because of the weight of their calling. Not everyone can go where they are going, and not everyone can carry what they are destined to carry. God knows that the influence of the wrong people, even well-meaning ones, can derail their growth and delay their mission. So isolation becomes both a protection and a preparation. The pain of this process can feel unbearable at times. They may go years without feeling truly seen or deeply connected. But even in that pain, something holy is being birthed. The soul is being sanctified. The heart is being softened. The spirit is being fortified. Their reliance on external validation fades, and their confidence in God's presence grows. As they walk through seasons of silence and obscurity, they begin to realize that they are never truly alone. Though people may distance themselves, God draws closer. This sacred loneliness becomes a space where divine intimacy is born. The chosen one emerges stronger, wiser, and spiritually awake, not in spite of the isolation, but because of it. Chosen ones are no strangers to intense spiritual battles and relentless inner turmoil. Their minds often become a battlefield where divine purpose collides with human weakness, and clarity is obscured by confusion. They wrestle with thoughts that seem to come out of nowhere, doubts, fears, anxieties, and spiritual heaviness that can't be explained by normal circumstances. Even in moments of peace, there's a deeper awareness that something greater is unfolding behind the scenes. This isn't just about depression or overthinking. It's about carrying a spiritual burden that others don't understand. The chosen are often attacked in their thoughts because their mind is the gateway to their divine assignment. The enemy knows that if he can control their thinking, he can limit their movement. So they are pushed to the edge again and again, until they learn to fight back with prayer, faith, and spiritual discipline. The internal war can be exhausting. They feel torn between what God is showing them and what reality seems to say. Their heart believes, but their flesh struggles to keep up. This tug-of-war can lead to long nights of crying, questioning, and wrestling with God. They ask why they've been given visions that others can't see, dreams that feel too big, and a fire in their soul that won't burn out. Even as they try to walk in obedience, Setbacks and opposition seem to meet them. At every turn, people don't see the struggle beneath their smile. They don't know how many times the chosen have wanted to give up, but didn't. They don't see the spiritual attacks that come in waves, fatigue, confusion, heaviness, discouragement. All they see is the strength that comes out of the struggle, but not the spiritual war it costs to gain it. These battles aren't punishment, they are preparation. The chosen must learn how to discern, how to resist, and how to stand firm in spiritual authority. Every attack becomes a lesson. Every inner war becomes a training ground. The turmoil teaches them how to go deep with God, how to listen to His voice amid the noise, and how to choose faith over fear. While others live surface-level lives, the chosen are forced to confront the depths of their soul. There is no shortcut. They are stripped down to the core, purified through pressure, and refined by fire. During these times, the chosen often feel isolated in their pain. They wonder why. They are so sensitive to spiritual things, why they feel what others don't, why their soul cries out in ways that seem unexplainable. But it's because their spirit is awake. They are being trained to carry light in dark places. That level of calling demands inner strength that doesn't come easily. The chosen are taught to fight not with their fists, but with faith. They learn that the real enemy isn't people, but spiritual forces trying to stop them from becoming who they were born to be. These battles aren't signs of weakness. They are evidence of divine calling and a spiritual mantle. That sets them apart. One of the most painful experiences that chosen ones go through is the constant cycle of testing through loss, delay, and rejection. These trials don't just happen once. They repeat, often without warning and with increasing intensity. They lose relationships they thought were permanent. Opportunities they worked hard for vanish without explanation, and doors that seem wide open suddenly slam shut. To the outside world, it may look like failure or misfortune, but beneath it all is a divine pattern. The chosen are not being punished. They're being tested, molded, and refined. Every loss is a layer of pride being stripped away. Every delay is a moment for their faith to deepen. Every rejection is a redirection toward something more aligned with their divine purpose. The pain of being rejected is especially hard for chosen ones because they often carry love, depth, and sincerity in everything they do. They give their all to people and causes, only to be overlooked, misunderstood, or cast aside. Whether it's in friendships, family dynamics, ministries, or workplaces, they often feel like the outcast. This isn't by accident. Rejection forces them to stop depending on human approval and turn their attention to divine affirmation. It crushes the ego, but awakens the spirit. It teaches them to listen to God's yes, even when the world says no. They start to realize that every rejection was a blessing in disguise, an unseen act of protection from paths not meant for them. Delay, too, becomes a constant companion. Chosen ones may see visions, receive promises, and feel called to great things, but the manifestation seems endlessly postponed. While others appear to progress easily, the chosen feel stuck, circling the same lessons and carrying the same burdens. They pray, fast, obey, and still things don't move. This waiting period isn't wasted. It's sacred. In delay, God teaches them patience, endurance, and unwavering trust. They begin to detach from timelines and surrender to divine timing. The waiting reshapes their priorities. It teaches them to prepare in silence, to work when no one is watching, and to worship when nothing makes sense. Loss is perhaps the most devastating of all. Chosen ones often face deep emotional losses of loved ones, friendships, mentors, even pieces of themselves. These losses carve out space in their hearts for greater compassion, deeper wisdom, and spiritual maturity. Loss humbles them. It teaches them that nothing is permanent except God, They learn to hold everything loosely, to love deeply without attachment, and to let go when asked. Every loss becomes a seed planted in the soil of their soul, destined to bear fruit in due time. What makes these tests even harder is that they often happen in silence. No one sees how hard the chosen ones cry behind closed doors. No one hears the silent prayers, the hidden frustrations, the desperate longing to be understood. But in that silence, something holy is happening. Their character is being formed. Their spirit is being toughened. And through loss, delay, and rejection, they are being shaped into vessels capable of carrying divine glory. These aren't ordinary struggles. They are sacred tests that shape the soul and awaken divine purpose. Isolation teaches them to hear God's voice. Spiritual battles train them to walk in unwavering faith. Loss, delay, and rejection purify their path and deepen their trust. Though the world may never see the full extent of their pain, heaven, you are not broken. You are being built. You are not forgotten. You are being hidden for a time. And you are not defeated. You are being refined for a destiny greater than you could imagine. Your process is proof of your calling. Thank you for taking the time to listen, reflect, and connect with this message. May you walk forward with clarity, courage, and peace, knowing that you are never alone on this sacred path. Stay strong, stay faithful, and keep becoming all that you are created to be. Goodbye for now, and thank you for being here. Until next time, God bless you richly.